You know, I have seen a lot of Pokemon fan art. Lots of Pokemon fan designs of different evolutions, different Pokemon, different. And I've really gotta say, I'm really confused as to why the Pokemon Company doesn't hire these artists to make real Pokemon. Because their ideas are straight up genius. I love the many YouTube channels that share the many ideas of different Pokemon made by fans. I mean, the main reason why I decided not to get Scarlet and Violet is because, personally, I didn't really like the ideas of the Pokemon. None of the Pokemon, except maybe Meowscarada, the fully evolved form of Sprigatito, hardly any of them really appealed to me. I was especially disappointed with the evolution of Dunsparce. Dunsparce. It was just so pathetic. They could have come up with something so much better and they chose to make that instead. It really is a shame. But yeah, the things that the fans come up with, in my opinion, are far superior to the ideas that the Pokemon Company themselves come up with. Yeah, it really is neat what they create. Like, they can create Meowth regional variants of every type. They can create cat Pokemon of every type. Yeah, it really is incredible. And a lot of fun. I don't think I have a favorite Pokemon type, but if I absolutely had to choose, it would be either Dragon, Psychic, Water, or Grass. I think those are my four favorites: Dragon, Psychic, Water, and Grass. At least that's what I think. Of course, I also like Dark types, though. My favorite Pokemon of all time is Espeon. I just love the Eevee evolutions. They are so much fun. As for second favorite, I can't really choose a second favorite, to be honest, because there are so many others that I like almost equally. It's just hard to decide. But I think the main reason why Espeon is my top favorite Pokemon is because I've had a history with it. Espeon was actually my first starter Pokemon, because the first Pokemon game I ever played was Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. Pretty wild for a first time, huh? Usually when people play Pokemon for the first time, they play one of the mainline games, like Red, Blue, Gold, Silver, Emerald, Ruby, Sapphire, Diamond, Pearl, but not me. For me, it was XD Gale of Darkness. I think my first mainline Pokemon game was Pokemon Emerald for the Game Boy Advance, but the one that I really got into for the first time was Pokemon Diamond. Yeah, Pokemon Diamond was definitely the one that I really got into. And when I started playing for the first time, it was a lot of fun. I'll never forget the first time I ever encountered a shiny Pokemon. It was a Roselia, a female Roselia, and when I saw it for the first time, I was like, what in the world is this? I have to catch it. I have to catch it. It was so cool. It was so great. And of course, my poor naive me. I really thought that I could breed a new line of shiny Bulbasaur, so I had my shiny Roserade breed with my Venusaur, thinking that it would bring about some shiny Bulbasaur, but that's not the case. Because my Roselia is female and all, so. But of course, I was just a kid back then. I didn't really have Pokemon to a science back then. Yeah. But yeah, those games are still a lot of fun to this day. What I'm really waiting for is for Pokemon to make a region based on Greece. I actually came up with my own concept for that. It's called Pokemon Virgo and Pokemon Scorpio. Yeah, it's a Pokemon game based on the zodiacs. In Pokemon Virgo, the legendary is a psychic flying type based on a Seraphim. And the legendary for Scorpio is a fire poison type based on the Manticore. These Pokemon are based on places in the afterlife. Like the Seraphim Pokemon is of the overworld, where all the good spirits go. And the Scorpios legendary is from the underworld, where all the bad spirits go. Now, the evil team for Pokemon Virgo and Scorpios, I haven't really come up with a name for it yet, but I do know it's going to have a main female villain, and she's not aiming for world domination or world destruction. What she's aiming for is immortality. She is aiming to unlock the keys and the secrets to eternity. And here's the other thing. This team is no ordinary team. It's kind of like a cult. See, they don't refer to their leader as a boss. They refer to her as mistress, as a master. Kind of like the main villain for Pokemon XD, Gale of Darkness. And the members of this team come together to serve her. And some of them basically see her as a deity. Something a little different. Not so much a criminal organization run by businessmen, or a criminal gang like Team Skull was, which I really enjoyed, but more like a cult. Make things a little different. I actually made a list of the different kinds of Pokemon in that region, at least the new ones. Of course, I had to include Eevee evolutions, a rock type, and a poison type. Now, how these Eevee actually evolve is something that's never been seen before. Eevee evolves into this rock type and this poison type by eating berries. Like if they eat 10 of a certain kind of berry, that's how they evolve. That's never been seen before, has it? Like a Pokemon evolves eating a kind of berry. Pretty interesting, huh? I also really like the idea of regional variants. Can you imagine a regional variant Celebi that's not a spirit of the forest, but instead a spirit of a volcano? A psychic fire type Celebi. It still has its own adorable little shape, but it's different colored and its element is different. It's still the time travel Pokemon, but its power is over fire instead of grass. Guardian of the volcano or Guardian of the mountain. Seems interesting, doesn't it? I also have a regional variant, Ekans and Arbok, where it's a water type, and its evolution is actually a Hydra. Yeah, I'm sure you all know what a Hydra is, right? Hydras come from Greek mythology as well. There's also the fire type starter is a fire goat Pokemon. And its fully evolved form is a fire fairy type that looks like a Capricorn. You know, a goat with a serpentine tail for its back end. Yeah, it's really cool. Sometimes I wonder if I should post that list and see what people think of my Pokemon ideas. Different evolutions, new Pokemon, new forms. I think it would be very interesting to have a region based off of Greece. Really would be cool, wouldn't it? It would dive into the concept of deities and worship and stuff like that. I don't know if you guys know this, but I once made a Pokemon Diamond creepypasta called Pokemon Yellow Diamond, which basically turned Team Galactic into more of a cult than a criminal gang. Yeah, I know I'm not exactly the best at narrating creepypastas, but I still found it enjoyable to share my idea, even though it was really long, almost about an hour. But yeah, I absolutely love Pokemon creepypastas. There's just something so soothing about them, especially if the narrator has a really good voice for it. You know what I really need to see more of? More true scary stories about Pokemon Go. I honestly never really liked the idea of Pokemon Go. I mean, I commend Nintendo and the Pokemon Company for wanting their fans to go out and see the world, but I don't really think this is the right way to do it. People have gotten into a lot of dangerous and very precarious situations in Pokemon Go. It's not exactly the best idea. Not exactly the best idea. But I'll never forget when my computer gaming college professor, I saw her playing the game, and I was like, oh my god, professor, not you too. And I remember this one time I was in college, there were these people like standing on the side of the road close to the parking lot. I'm like, what in the world are all these people doing? And I managed to catch a glimpse of their phone. They were playing Pokemon Go. They had cornered a Zapdos. Do you really have to stand right near the road, even if it's for a legendary Pokemon? That's so not cool. So not cool. Yeah. But yeah, Pokemon is definitely a lot of fun. It's one of my top favorite games of all time. What about you guys? Be sure to let me know, okay? Sorry I haven't done a vlog in a while. It's just that I've been very busy with other things. Yeah, still struggling with some things like trying to find a job and all that, but Still doing my best either way.